Welcome back to Cox Connections, a program that provides up-to-date information on events that affect you, our customers. Since Cox Conserves Heroes was nationally launched in 2010, nearly $300,000 has been donated to local environmental nonprofit organizations. Here in Hampton Roads, Jamie Walski from the South Norfolk Neighborhood Watch was selected as a finalist for her work with green practices and conservation. Let's take a look at why she is a 2013 Cox Conserves hero.
A little over a year ago, like February or something, I just kind of threw it out there on Facebook. Okay, what would I do to start a community garden? Like, I didn't even know where to start. I thought, well, you know, somebody would give me a hint. And the president of the Neighborhood Watch said, we should do that. We should do that here. And so we just started talking to people, and we started looking at properties in the area. This particular one happened to have a house on it, but somebody in community programs knew that the house was to be demolished and that it would not be rebuilt. Upon hearing that, we started making inquiries, like could we change the zoning so that we could utilize it. I think I would have been floundering and not knowing where to start otherwise, but it really gave us something to stand for. The city has been wonderful and incredibly supportive. Neighbors have reached out to us to offer their help, offer some materials. The Neighborhood Watch has been essential. That really gave us a foundation, gave us all of our connections, and a core of volunteers.
Jamie's a very hard-working person. She's probably one of the hardest-working volunteers that I've ever seen. Her dedication to this garden is just immense. She took the ball and ran with it. We need a lot of people like that, no matter what community you live in.
Bringing the community together, involved in a common project, teaching the children the importance of growing. We could not be more proud of Jamie. We could not be more grateful to Jamie for what she has helped bring about. And from a personal level, I am very thrilled to have her as a friend and neighbor.
Here in South Norfolk, one of our biggest problems is there's as many renters as there are homeowners. And so we have a smaller group of people who are willing to do things. When you have somebody like Jamie step up, it really helps the community.
We really want to give the food away. We don't want anything to go to waste. We want to share as much as possible. Any excess, we want to give to somebody who deserves it, who needs it, and who will enjoy it. And I think everybody will. I can't provide enough from my backyard to everybody, but there's no reason everybody can't have a little piece, you know, in a place like this.
Barrett Stork, co-chairman of the Cox Conserves Council for Cox, Virginia, joins me now, along with Julia Hilgas from the askHRgreen.org, to talk about how they are encouraging environmental stewardship here in Hampton Roads. Thanks for being with the show.
Thanks for having us.
Barry, let me start with you. Talk about the Cox Conserves Heroes program. We just saw the clip, but talk a little bit about the program.
Sure, absolutely. Cox, in partnership with the Trust for Public Land, gives out grants to folks who are really starting these grassroots efforts in the community. It's really a way that we can help support them, support their own community, and then help to support the folks who are the service area that we provide Cox to.
Okay, so now in addition to the Cox Conserves Heroes program, what are some of the other things that Cox Conserves is doing to reduce our carbon footprint and make this a better place for all of us to live?
One of the greatest things that we've done is reduce our idling. For all of our service vehicles out in the field, the folks, the technicians, all the engineers who are working in those vehicles have really taken on this whole effort to try and reduce the amount of time they spend idling or allowing those vehicles to idle.
And I guess we're doing some other things with regard to our buildings. We have a lot of buildings around the state of Virginia, and we're doing some things there to again help reduce our overall carbon footprint as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the simplest things we did, we installed networked thermostats so that we could take back the heating and the cooling based on the time of day it is, so that we're not utilizing cool air when we don't need it.
Let's talk a little bit about askHRgreen.org. First off, what is the organization?
askHRgreen.org is a regional environmental education partnership that's facilitated by the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission, and all of our 16 member local governments participate and really power the engine. Hampton Roads Sanitation District is also our partner, and now we have a great new partnership with Cox.
Now you had a wonderful back to school initiative. I know there are people watching, kids getting ready to go back to school. Talk a little bit about this initiative and how can it help as the school year?
We do. We were looking for ways to celebrate our second anniversary, and so one of the things we want to encourage people to do is start back to school green. It's another time of new beginnings, and so we're encouraging folks to take inventory of what they already have. Maybe you don't need to buy new everything on your list of things to purchase for school supplies. So look at what you already have that you can reuse again, binders and things like that. We also encourage folks to close the loop.
And that'll save you money, I guess.
That will
as well.
save you money, absolutely.
I mean, I just thought there are people who get all
Definitely.
excited about, oh, I need this money to go back to school, but you're saying reuse.
Reuse what you already have, and then supplement with things you still need. We want people to close that loop to buy recycled products, whether it's notebook paper or pens and pencils made from recycled materials. That's important as well. A great thing that we're doing, we're trying to encourage for our second anniversary, is encourage folks to pack a low-waste lunch. And that can be at work or at school. So we encourage them to use things like our little lunch bag that we have here, use containers instead of plastic bags, take a refillable container for your beverage, and things like that.
What are some of the things that teachers can do to set a good example for their students with regard to?
Well, we would love for teachers in the area to take our Green Pledge, and we have a list of things that they can do, like unplugging electronics at the end of the day, again, encouraging recycled school supplies, using scrap paper for art projects, setting up a recycling program in their classroom and in their school, picking up litter around their schoolyard. They're just a variety of things.
So, you have environmental education mini grants that are available. Who's available? How will you access this? What's the process?
Any schools, public or private, any youth organizations or other organizations that do youth programs. We funded things for the zoo and some other local groups as well. We fund projects up to $500 for a variety of preferably hands-on activities where kids learn something, get them involved. We funded lots of rain gardens, native plantings, that sort of things around schoolyards.
What an excellent program for some
composting.
creative teacher to do something like that.
Yes, we've had a lot of great projects.
So don't have a whole lot of time left, but what are some of the other resources available at askHRgreen.org?
Something we're really proud of for teachers is our Green Learning Guide. That is available online free of charge at askHRgreen.org, and we also have a teacher's guide that goes with that. It's geared towards 6th graders, but you can skew it down or up a little bit depending on your classroom needs.
So Bert, let me give you the final question and
Sure.
answer. We only have a couple of seconds left. Why is it important for businesses? We talked about Cox and what we're doing, but why is it important for businesses to put an emphasis on green practices?
Well, not only to support the community in which they serve, but also, honestly, it's bottom line. It can help save the company money. You reduce your electricity, you reduce your gas, you reduce your water consumption, all those things. You're going to help save money for your company and be able to support your community.
Thanks, Barrett, Julia. Thank you both for all you're doing in this area of being green and being more conservation conscious. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Cox Connections. As always, I want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we pledge to be a friend you can trust. We promise to provide you with innovative products backed up by a talented local team of professionals that will help you stretch your dollar. And we promise to continue to make a difference in the Hampton Roads community. From all of your friends and neighbors here at Cox, we thank you again for joining us on this edition of Cox Connections.